Welcome to the Peapod. And just like the peas in a peapod, each human is here to have experiences that will contribute to the growth of all. Here at the Peapod, we will examine some of these experiences and glean the lessons learned, the truth uncovered, and come to a deeper understanding through our sharing. Of your popcorn, get comfortable, maybe even a paper and pen, and get for an amazing time with your hostess, Teri Angel, a woman on a mission to bring change, especially in the arena of peace, into our world. And here she is.
Welcome, everyone. Here I am with the amazing MarBeth Dunn. Hello, MarBeth.
Hi, amazing Teri.
I pulled up a couple of peace quotes because I want us to really get started focusing on peace as we have this session today. One that I found was from Eleanor Roosevelt, and she said, "It isn't enough to talk about peace. One must believe in it. And it isn't enough to believe in it. One must work at it." And that's what we have found, and that's why we're doing what we do. The other quote is from John F. Kennedy. "Peace is a day, a weekly, a monthly process, gradually changing opinions, slowly eroding old barriers, quietly building new structures." MarBeth, I love these two quotes, and I know the angels guided me to them because it just really encompasses our mission and what we are setting out to do in the world.
I know, and sometimes I'm overwhelmed by the magnitude of what we're trying to do, what we are accomplishing. I'm not even going to say try, because I have an old Reiki master used to tell me that trying was lying. So we are doing.
Yes, I love that.
Yes.
Yeah, kind of like Yoda.
Yes.
There is no
Yeah.
try, there is only
There's
do.
a place to go. Yeah, because if you're trying, then you're giving yourself an out. And we are
Right.
doing. And
Yeah.
it's really exciting because every day, every week, we're accomplishing more and more. Our Facebook group has almost 900 people.
Yes.
Yeah, we haven't been doing this very long. So that's exciting. And we have our web page up, and we are now officially a nonprofit. And we have begun getting volunteers, and things are, and we received our first donation, so things are moving along.
Oh, it certainly is. And this is what I have found in my journey, that when something is in right alignment, when it's part of our path that we're on here in this experience of the human life, then it flows. And that's what it feels like, MarBeth. We are in the flow, and it's all just starting to come into place. The puzzle pieces are coming together, aren't they?
They are definitely coming together, which is delicious.
Yeah.
I had to
So
pick a word that would be delicious.
I love that word, delicious, and that's how it feels. It just feels like I just want more of it. You know, when you watch a good movie or a show, or you have a good meal, and at the end you're like, oh, I want more of that. You know, that's what this feels like. I want more of that.
Yes. And
Yeah.
what's really, beautiful is that peace is just all encompassing. It has to do with how we feel internally. And from a place of peace and becoming more peaceful, which benefits everybody to become more peaceful. And it moves you into a place without drama,
Right.
to be peaceful and happy, and let that extend out from us internally through meditation, through mindfulness, through our spiritual activities, and then to extend that out, but to also gather together. And the together is a very important key word. I was reading an article this morning about Twitter's new CEO. I don't remember her name, but when she was
That's news to me.
her initial tweets were about together we can do this. So she's already reaching out to Elon Musk and her advertisers and the people because of that word together, how important it is. And that's what is so important to us, is that we're doing this not individually. Nobody's trying to run the show here. We are all involved, and everyone can come and say, I have some ideas here, and we are open. We want to hear from you.
Oh, absolutely. And, there's so much already that's happened, but we are in the beginning baby stages of this. So we would love to have more input and have people with those ideas that say, oh, you can do this. And every day, MarBeth, I'm learning new things about how we can reach more into the world with this idea of bringing peace in. I just love it.
I love it too. When I did the World Miracle Peace Experiment in 2018, I was just flying, I would say by the seat of my pants, but I know I was being guided everything was orchestrated with it. And now I just feel that having you and Maureen as a triumvirate, our board of directors, our founders, it just adds like a whole other dimension. Having created a nonprofit, it gives us, that's a strong commitment right there.
Yeah, it is.
And yeah, so and it's very fascinating. It's all a huge learning curve, but we're being guided. And I see 10 million people. We don't know how. We have some ideas, and we're going to be implementing them, but
Yeah.
I just see it, and that's just the beginning.
That's right. And we don't have to know the how. That's the
No,
beauty of it.
it really is.
When you're divinely guided, it takes all of that ego stuff away. It's like, I don't have to plan this out. Yes, we have the follow through with our guidance, but we're not the ones pushing the wagon. We're just following along as the path takes us where it needs to go.
We're riding the wagon.
Yeah, we are. Absolutely. So I put up the website. This is so exciting to have this website. And MarBeth, it is just beautiful. When you all go on there, I want you to really get into the energy of it because to me, it exudes peace. This website's so beautiful and calm and loving. And it just says, pick me, pick peace. So
You
10
know,
million for,
y-
10 million for worldpeace.org. And
yeah,
that's streaming on the bottom of the screen there for you.
yes. And there are other peace organizations. Everybody has, a different aspect of the process. It's like a multifaceted stone.
Mhm.
And every facet makes it shine even brighter.
Yeah, exactly. We're not reinventing the wheel. We're just adding on to the spoke. So we are collaborating. We want other peace organizations to join in with what we're doing. If we want those 10 million, which we do, then it takes a village. It takes
Yes.
all of us working together.
So we were talking beforehand. I found this map of the countries that are experiencing terrorism and war and strife. And I thought I would share that because, there are, what were you saying, 198? I guess it depends whether it's according to the United Nations or other organizations. There's some people that'll say there are over 200 countries. But according official United Nations, what is it, 198
Yeah,
different?
198.
So I'm going to, if I think I have permission to share.
Now
Ah,
I'll be able to.
now I don't know if I can do this. Let me see. Oh, window.
The one
Chrome.
in the,
There we go. There we go. So can you see that?
we do now.
Awesome. Awesome. So this is the map of all of the different, I don't know where I just went. So I don't know where that thing just went. I've never done this before. But you can see all of the different countries that are involved in conflict. And that's about a third of the world. So if we can make a dent in that, well, I think that would be incredible validation.
Absolutely. Yeah, I love this visual, MarBeth, because it shows us we have work to do, right?
Yes. So now I thought, did I get rid of it? There we go. I did. That was my first share on Restream.
Yay!
Yeah. So we have our work cut out for us, but I think we'll also be able to see, maybe a diminishment where I'm going to be researching how we can quantify the results of this 10 million for world peace experiment,
Yeah,
because it's really important that we quantify and show, what's happening while we're doing it.
it really is. And MarBeth, talk about the one that you did before and the difference that was seen just in what you did, and the group that was supporting what happened when we all came together every day.
It was amazing. I was guided one morning. I woke up and it was like, you're going to do a peace experiment. I was like, what? When? In 2 weeks. No. Can I have a little more time? No, you're going to do it in 2 weeks. And it was actually 2 months after the shooting at Marjorie Stoneman Douglas High School, which was 5 blocks from my house. And I didn't really correlate that until recently. But and so I did it in 2 weeks, and had never done a Facebook Live. I was anticipating doing it on a conference line, a private line, but nope, the line crashed. And so I grabbed my camera and set it up on a tripod and did my very first Facebook Live as a meditation, a meditation for world peace. And our motto, or I guess our tagline, was 7 minutes a day to world peace. So we did this daily meditation for 6 months. And I did it myself daily for the first 30 days. And it's a huge commitment to do that daily in the middle of the day. And I brought in other people who were also committed to peace to lead meditations. And so I led them 5 days a week, and they did the other two. And then in between, I wanted to introduce who they were to the audience. So I did conversations of peace. So it became, really, it was a lot of love. I won't even call it work, but it was love. It was wonderful. And we didn't have a huge amount. We didn't have 10 million. We didn't have 10,000. We didn't have 10,000. We had, on a good day, maybe 150 or 100 people involved in the meditation, but then they could join it afterwards and add their energy to it. And the reasoning is, I based this on the work of Dr. John Hagelin, who is the head of the Transcendental Meditation Association. He's also a renowned quantum physicist, and he had led experiments all over the world. In Washington, D.C., he did one where they brought people into the city to meditate, physically being there to meditate. And during the time that they were there, I don't know how long it was, the level of violence dropped dramatically.
Mhm.
So he went to Israel. All these meditators went to Israel, and the war was going on in Lebanon. And during the time that they were meditating, the level of violence in Lebanon dropped dramatically. And they repeated this over and over again. And I thought, I'm not going to do this physically, but we're all surrounded by this wonderful field of love and peace and miracles, of this beautiful field. And we're not limited to our physical form, but we are spiritual beings. And so through the meditations, we would meet in this field of love and peace and miracles, this quantum field, and focus our energy on the Middle East, because I knew that we would be able to quantify the results. And that was extremely important. If you're doing an experiment, you need to quantify the results. So I found an organization online. I know they've never heard of me before, during, or since. It's called the ACLED, and they quantify violence, the levels of violence in countries. It was like in Africa and the Middle East. I don't know if they do it all over the world, but I am going to check that out for this current experiment. And according to their numbers, completely independent statistics, the level of violence dropped over 20%. It was really exciting and really validating to me how powerful we are as heavenly beings in a physical form when we can unite together and focus our energy together. Look how powerful we are. And 10 million or more, can you imagine the impact that we'll have on this planet? I mean, it's pretty amazing to think about.
It really is. And I love that it's universal. When we focused on that one place, one area, we saw change. We're
Yes,
focusing the whole world universally. We're doing
absolutely.
it, yeah, toward the leaders. And about that a little bit before we came on. Not just the leaders, but everyone surrounding those leaders. Our leaders don't just work alone. They have support staff, they have constituents, they have people and advisors. So I
Yep.
think when we focus on that face that we see, we see a face as the leader. We need to also keep in our minds and in our hearts that they're not alone, that there are many others influencing their choices and their decisions. And so I think that's going to be something we're going to be totally aware of as we do the meditations and guide the meditations every week and
Absolutely.
eventually every day, right?
Absolutely. And of course, our beautiful Teri Angel was part of the World Peace Experiment and led several meditations. So you were definitely an integral part of that. And I'm so grateful that we're partnering on this along with Maureen.
Yes, me too. Me too. It feels so good to be working as a team and, not saying, okay, I'm not doing this alone. And MarBeth, you did such an awesome, wonderful job with what you did. And now look at how that has spread. That was kind of like a practice session.
Rehearsal.
Now we're taking on the world. So
I know, and I'm so grateful to have you and Maureen and everyone else joining in on this,
yes.
because it's believe me, it's intense when you're doing it yourself. But not that I was doing it myself, because I had all these wonderful helpers and
Yes.
spiritual helpers as
Right.
well. So it was definitely guided.
Yeah.
And it was just really such an amazing experience to be leading these guided meditations on a daily basis. I just felt so incredibly high from that whole experience. And it's very true that when you and I also heard from other people that participated how transformed they were by being part of it, how it
Mhm.
changed their lives on a daily basis, just joining for 7 minutes a day. It
Right.
created peace, and I heard from several people about that, about how transformative it was for them.
Yeah.
So
Well, that's the thing, isn't it? Whenever
yes,
we are putting energy out that's in a loving way, whether we're energy healers, we're doing meditation, whatever it is, we also benefit from that.
hmm,
And I love that we're so connected in with each other. We're all a part of the oneness of all that is. So whatever one does, all of us benefit from it.
we are all quantumly entangled.
Yes.
So for those of you who do not know about quantum entanglement, this is a concept that has been proven in quantum physics. They can take particles from one part of the world, and uh, they are they can be an effect on them will affect another particle on the other side of the world. And I've learned this as an energy healer. I have clients all over the world. I've had people in Saudi Arabia, in Australia, all over Europe, New Zealand. And it's just so amazing when I'm working with them. I can feel where they're holding their issues. And
Hmm.
I know you can do that too, Teri.
Yes.
So, and what is that? It's quantum entanglement. It shows that we are connected. Because how else could that happen?
Right. Yeah.
So,
Absolutely. And that's what makes this so powerful.
yes, that's exactly it. Because we are all one beautiful self.
Yes.
And when we recognize that oneness, that any harm that we're doing to someone else, we're actually doing to ourselves. So that's why it's so important to basically teach love, to spread kindness, and not just to other people, but to yourself.
Hmm.
It's so important to love yourself. It's so important to be kind to yourself, to release any judgment for yourself and for other people. Just let all that go. And what it does is it elevates you and you feel so much better. It's actually,
Absolutely.
in the Course in Miracles, it talks about your function is to be happy.
Yeah.
What a
Exactly.
noble concept.
I know, right?
Yeah.
And MarBeth, I have a very dear friend who's now in spirit, but he used to either text or call me every day, and he'd say, "Terry, life should be fun. We should be out there swinging on the swing sets and playing and being like a kid again and going into that energy of just fun and joy." And to me, that is peace. That is so peaceful when you can laugh. If you just take a moment and belly laugh, your whole energy changes. It shifts to a
Absolutely.
higher frequency.
Yes.
And that's our goal, is to shift this whole entire planet to a higher frequency, one of peace and joy.
And to bring out that loving part of everyone, all of the citizens of planet Earth.
Yeah. Yeah.
So much fun.
Yes.
Because
So
that's one of the things we committed to when we signed up for this project. was that we would do it in a lighthearted way, that we would not be serious about this, that it's going to be
Right.
done lightheartedly, if that's a word.
Yes. So, what do we need from all of you who are listening or will listen later? Here is the link if you would like to join in this mission. And MarBeth, let's talk about what we're looking for in someone who would like to volunteer.
We are looking for someone to be a social media manager, somebody who has experience and 10 hours a month that they would be willing to share with us and this amazing project so that we can get the word out on all of the different platforms. Somebody who has expertise in that, we would love that. Also, someone who could be a virtual assistant, 10 hours a month. You know, if you're committed to peace, if you're committed to justice, if you're committed to mindfulness, and you have 10 hours a month, we need you. And we would love to have you join us. We need people who are aligned with us spiritually, who are committed to this, and who are willing to just give us, 10 hours a month is just two and a half hours a week, which we would really appreciate. So, like a virtual assistant, somebody who could help book us on podcasts. Teri and I are doing, really, we're putting in a lot of hours. We're volunteers, and we're putting in a lot of hours and money into this project. So, anything you can do to contribute, even 5 hours a month, would be so helpful. So that's our commercial.
Yes. So, if you can get excited about the thought of making a difference in the world, making an impact, and that's what we're doing. This is making an impact, and we know in our hearts, MarBeth, Maureen, and I, we know that this is divinely orchestrated. We know it was meant to be, that it's divine time for it to happen. If you want forward with us, just go to that link and tell us, I'd like to be a part of this. I'd like to be a part of something that's going to change the world, because it will. It will. And it already has. It's changed my life.
And mine.
Just being involved in it changes you. And
Yes.
it puts your focus more on others and not so much self, and what am I getting out of it? It's like, we can do this. Hands stretched across the world. We can do this. So come be with us and join us.
But I want to just take a second now and just let's for a moment just imagine.
Yes.
Just imagine what it would be like to have peace, to not be concerned with the news because there's going to be something awful on the news that you really don't want to know about. We don't want any, imagine without any gun violence. Imagine without any anger. Imagine people getting along with each other, being helpful to each other, moving beyond their differences, helping, being helpful with each other. Imagine our leaders not churning up anger and hostility, but sowing peace. Just imagine that for a minute. Imagine our leaders working together, conflict resolution. What would that be like if our leaders, instead of looking for differences, would look for ways in which we are one, in which we are similar, the humanity in each and every one of us, that we're united under one creator. We may have different religions, different spirituality systems, but we are all one. And just to be able to go into that field and be quantumly entangled with other people, it just proves that we're one. So we can move beyond the egocentric, that's mine mentality, and move into it, that's ours. This is our planet. And we're working together to find ways of creating peace. So just imagine that. Just visualize it and hold that vision. Think of it every day and feel the gratitude that it's already happened, because that's how it works. When we know that it's already happened, the rest is a given.
I love that. Feeling it real. That's the key. Feel that it's already happened, because really there's no such thing as time. So it really has already happened. We've already accomplished this.
And there's no such thing as space.
Right.
Those are just concepts, but they're not real.
Right.
They're real if we make them real. But even then, they're pretty much illusion.
Yeah.
The
And
truth
also remember,
sorry,
remember that what you find expands. And this is what we are really, our goal is to focus on peace, because that's what we want to expand. If we're focused on the conflict and we're focused on how much bad is happening in the world, like MarBeth was saying earlier, we see that expanding. Let's expand peace. I'd
absolutely.
much rather live in that world, wouldn't you?
Well, we need to create a different map than the one that I shared earlier.
Right.
We need to share a peace map
Mm-hmm.
with that beautiful dove flying all over with its
Yes.
olive branch.
Ah, I love that. So we're looking for volunteers. That's our call to action for you today. If this is touching you and you can envision this with us and get it, and whatever time you can give. You might just have 1 hour a week. Fine, we'll take it. We hands on board to make this happen. So that's one of our calls to action. The other thing, MarBeth had touched on it, is we need people getting behind us and supporting us. So we are a nonprofit, which means that when you make a donation to us, that is a tax deductible donation.
Mm-hmm.
So let's talk about why we need funding, MarBeth.
Because
This is
everything costs money to get
everything.
the word out. Just to become a 501c corporation, and we're being mentored, in order to do this correctly. And our mentors is fabulous, but it's expensive. And the website creation, expensive. And there's just so many other things. We have our monthly mailings, and where they're discounted, our mailings, but we have to pay a monthly payment for that. So there's just so many expenses, and then the ones that we don't even anticipate. You know, we're asking for volunteers, but we may have to hire people too. We're working for free. And we've been donating money and time, but let's talk about, this is a huge project, and it's a very worthy project, but we need help. But we're not, I don't want to sound like a telethon, but this is a commercial. So we just love you. We appreciate you. Even your participating on the weekly meditations or showing up on this podcast, that's also your participation, and we appreciate that. Anything that you can do to join us, bring in your friends, share the website, www 10millionforworldpeace.org. If you share that out, people sign up. That's awesome. If you have other friends who have organizations that you think might be a good fit with us, let us know. Now, reach out to us with your ideas, any way that you would like to work with us or help us. We are incredibly grateful.
Absolutely. Yeah, we're doing the footwork. We're out there, figuring out what the angels want us to do with this and following their lead. But we have to actually be boots on the ground and send the emails and get on podcasts and do the things that we know has to be done to get the word out.
Oh, yeah.
So
I
we
mean,
need
it's
your help.
taking hours every day. I mean,
Mhm.
I put in like 4 hours today already. Just reaching out to schools for volunteers, just so many different, working with one of our volunteers. We're getting a blog together, we're getting videos together, and on and on and on. There is a lot to this project, but the vision is real. I can touch it, I can feel it. Feel that peace. It's within our grasp.
Yeah. So let's just ask those of you that are watching right now, just type in, can you feel it? Can you feel it in your heart that what we are doing, we've explained our mission and our mission, the three of us, but everyone that is collaborating with us, can you feel
Together,
that this is
together.
making a difference? Yeah. So if you are, just type in a yes in the comments. We'd love to know that you all are behind this. Even if you're not able to donate, we understand, but if you're able to volunteer, if you're able to pray for us, to lift us up as we're doing this work, just type in
Share
a
it
yes.
out.
That, yeah,
Share our memes out on your Facebook pages. That would be wonderful. And we're looking to expand on other social media platforms very shortly as well. And we'll have a blog. So we'll have videos, more and more videos, and all kinds of things coming. We have lots and lots of things coming. And
yeah.
we'll have gifts shortly as well.
Mhm. And also, this streams on YouTube. I have a YouTube channel. Eventually, we will have a channel, our own
Yes.
10 million for world peace channel. But right now, you're going to be able to find all of our meditations and our podcasts and shows that we do on my YouTube channel, which is Angel Speakers on YouTube, and there will be a playlist. So if you missed any of the meditations or if you want to go back and review any that we did, it will be there in that playlist. And we encourage you to do that. And not just you, but share them. Send that as a message to somebody to listen to a meditation that will make a difference.
Oh, we have a Facebook user who says, I've been sharing and will continue to. Love what you gals are doing. Thank you. I really appreciate that. When we get back on Facebook, we'll be able to see who you are.
Well, it is, I see it. It is Hope Wellington Marshall, who
Oh,
happens to be in the United Kingdom.
oh, wonderful, Hope. Thank you.
Thank you so much for that, Hope. Yeah, we're streaming into our group, which is 10 million for world peace on Facebook.
I've
But
shared it on my personal page as well.
yeah, yeah, we're all over the place right now. But if you're in the group and you're commenting, we do Facebook user, we don't see your name. So if you're going to watch it in there, just type who you are when you come in and say hello to us. We'd love
Yeah,
to see who all's watching.
absolutely. Because all we see is Facebook user.
Right. Well, I know that there's several on. Charlie popped in and said hello. Tammy Fisk, Pamela Collins said thank you. And thank you, Pamela, for that encouragement and for coming in with us. What a beautiful time together. I love this podcast and the fact that we can share much positive energy out. It's like the good news channel, you know.
This is what we need more of.
We need so much more of the positivity. And I see when we have this in full effect and the changes start happening, I see more positive being shared out. I,
Absolutely.
I
And
see
Maureen was going to be joining us today, but she is unexpectedly in Spain. And there's a big time shift. So she's probably asleep. So,
yeah, yeah. I think it's her sleep time over there right now.
so, but I know she's here in spirit.
Yeah, absolutely. And Maureen is a powerhouse. She has so many ideas and so much love and desire to have peace in our world. And she works constantly to help people raise their vibration and more in a positive way. And that's what brings in that energy of peace, is when we start thinking about the positive and how we can do this together. We're co-creating this together, you guys. It's not just one effort, it's all of us making an effort.
I also wanted to say that if you have ideas, we're always open to advisors. So maybe you'd like to be part of our advisory board. Just putting that out.
Yeah, if you want to fill out that volunteer form, and you can say that on there. I'd love to work with you all in an advisory position.
Capacity, you don't have to, you may not have the time, but you believe in our mission and you have expertise that would be very helpful. And we would love that. And we would love to have you be part of us. So we've had a couple of people that have volunteered in that capacity. They don't have a lot of time, but they are wonderful in terms of ideas.
Mhm.
And believe me, we are open to ideas.
Absolutely. And MarBeth, I just want to mention one of our bigger supporters who has been so instrumental in helping us get this all off the ground. And that is your partner, Harrison.
Oh, he has,
You want
yes.
to talk about him? He's such a wonderful influence in our world, and he has really made a difference in how this is coming together.
Yes. Yeah, he definitely is holding the space for the success of our
Yeah,
wonderful 10 million person experiment, 10 million plus.
10 million plus. Yeah, yeah. I just wanted to give a shout out to Harrison because he's our bigger supporters that's really believing in us. And that's huge when somebody can say, I believe in what you're doing and I'm here for you. And that's what we're looking for. We're looking for more Harrisons that
We
say,
also have Ruth Anderson with Enlightened
oh,
World
Dr. Ruth
Network.
Anderson, yes.
And
Yeah,
she's so been so supportive of us and sharing about our experiment. So, which is
yeah,
wonderful.
it is. And we are streaming on Enlightened World Network right now on both the Facebook and their YouTube. So, yeah, we certainly appreciate that platform that's sharing us out. And if you all are listening to this, if you have a platform, if you have a podcast, if you have any means of a group that you can share this into to get this spread out further, we'd really appreciate that support from you.
Absolutely. Any little thing, any little thing you do is magic.
It sure is. And it feels magical, doesn't it?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm ready for peace. You
Me
ready for
too.
peace, Marbeth?
I'm totally ready for peace. But what would we do without all the drama?
Oh my gosh. I can certainly do without it.
I can certainly do without it too. And what
Yeah.
will all the news media do?
I guess they'll have to peace, right?
Wouldn't that be nice?
That would be so nice.
Yeah,
I don't
doing
live.
human interest stories.
Yeah, yeah. That's one thing that the angels have guided me to focus on as I move around the country. I'm on this Peace on Earth tour that I've been on for almost 3 years now, and lots of human interest stories. Lots of people that I come into contact with, and they want a story, and I want to hear it and then share it out with all of you. There's people that we can't even imagine the work that they're doing. People that are doing the same thing I'm doing, traveling around, spreading positivity, spreading love and joy, and wanting to see more of that in our world. So we need to hear about that. And if you're somebody that's on a journey such as that, or you know of someone, encourage them. Let them know that they're special in what they're doing and listening to spirit and being guided on their path. But this is our path. This is what we know, that this is a mission that we were chosen to partake in. And
Definitely.
yeah, so we're just living it every day, just being in the energy of it.
With so much gratitude.
Ah, gratitude changes everything. It really does. It changes everything.
And that's something also that when have that vision of our leaders, let's feel that appreciation and gratitude that it's already happened.
Yes. Which is so different than what normally happens, isn't it, MarBeth?
Yeah,
We we get into the energy of criticizing and judging.
absolutely. And it's so easy to do. And
Mhm.
yet, I was meditating earlier this week, and it was so interesting because I was feeling a lot of anger. And I thought, this is interesting. And so, but my meditation was about forgiveness. And so I started to think about who was I angry at. And I started to see them. I just asked, can I see them, these people in a different way? Can I see them through the eyes of love? And then I started to see their humanity. And I felt the more that I saw their humanity and released any judgment, that anger just dissipated. And it was just a really beautiful thing. So I didn't even know that I had this inside of me.
Yeah.
So it was just a really powerful experience because the more that we can release any anger or judgment, the more powerful it is for us, and more elevating it is for us. And there's no thought is goes to waste. Every thought we have is affecting other people. So be aware of that. When you're holding on to judgment or anger, it's affecting other people. So shift your thoughts to love and peace.
Yes. Yeah. That's what it takes. That focus, again, focusing on being one, being in the oneness. And whatever we put forth from our own individual self, our spirit energy, that goes into the mix of all the other energy coming from people in the world. So
Yep.
we can make that scale go up in frequency.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. We're that powerful.
Yes,
That
we
was,
are.
the evidence from that world peace experiment that I did 5 years ago. That just it wasn't even that many people that took the scale in the Middle East to lowering the violence 20%. Now it may be that we have to keep meditating to keep the peace, but I'm willing to do that.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. Every day. And eventually we will be doing it every day online. Right now, we're doing it once a week, and that time is at 1:11 p.m. Sundays. And we'll have just a short guided meditation focused on peace. We'd love to have you join.
And then we'll be doing this for a few months. And then September 1st, we'll start daily meditations, 21 days to world peace. And at that point, we'd like to have our 10 million
Yes.
gathering together.
Yeah. Absolutely.
With that.
Yeah. Um, One of our supporters is Jean L'Oreal, and I was sharing about the 10 million with everyone online. And Jean goes, well, why don't we all just stop and pause at 111 every day and just send out energy of peace? And I love that idea. So even
Absolutely.
though we won't be online guiding it, you can just take that moment, set your clock, set your alarm clock, 111 every day, and let's all just already start sending out the energy of peace. I loved her idea. And
We
she
have the meditations in the group. So you can do them at 111 on your own.
that's right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Teri led the one this last week, and
Mhm.
I did the one before that. So, feel free, and then we'll have them posted up on our website as well.
Yes, absolutely. So we've reached the end of this show. And if you liked what you heard, share it out with somebody. They can watch the replay anywhere, Facebook, YouTube. Just have them send them the link or just tell them to go find it. And let's get this message going out far and wide, you guys.
Yes.
We need everybody on board with this. So if you can share it for us, that's one of the biggest helps that you can do for us right now, is to spread the word. And then come be with us. Come be a big part of this. Hope says, Auntie Jean is such a wise one. She is going to be volunteering with us.
Oh, wonderful. I love Auntie
Yes.
Queen.
Yeah, she's amazing. We call her our mountaintop guru. So, MarBeth, any closing words that you would like to say to everyone?
I'm just going to send you everybody love and peace and joy and blessings. Many, many blessings. Thank you so much for being with us. Thank you so much for participating with us. Adding your energy to the mix is so necessary and so appreciated.
It truly is. So, stay in your hearts. When we go into our heads, we start doubting and thinking those worldly thoughts of what could go wrong. When you stay in your heart, you think about what could go right and the fact that this is making a difference in our world. So always stay in your heart and stay blessed. And we'll see you next week on the Peapod. Thank you for being with us today. MarBeth, thank you so much for joining me today for this important message that we are sending out to the world, that we are here to make a difference. So
Thank you, Teri. This has been
thank you.
always my pleasure.
It's been amazing. Thank you so much. Bye, everybody.